That is beautiful.
There we go. Is that better?
Yes. Okay.
Right, let's begin then. Let's crack on. Oh, that's me. Cool. Right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Viva Connections and SharePoint Framework bi-weekly sync. My name is Gary Trinder. I'm your host today. I work for Microsoft in M365 Developer Advocacy. Today is the 6th of March. So moving on to our agenda. So we'll have our usual latest update on the SharePoint Framework. We'll go through all the latest updates on the community projects. We'll have our picture time. And then today we have 3 demos. So with that, we'll get moving on. So if you're new to the community, there's tons of content that has been generated from this community that is all available from one link, aka.ms/community/home. From there, you'll get access to all the videos, to the social groups, so you can discussions, open source projects, and sample galleries as well. So pretty much everything that you could think of and you would want is available in this community. You just got to go and find it. So remember that one link, aka.ms/community/home, to get to everything. So today is the Viva Connections call, but we have other calls that are happening in the community. We have our weekly Tuesday call, the Microsoft 365 and Power Platform call with Microsoft speakers. So folks from product groups who are actually building the features as well are going to come and speak to you. We also have monthly calls for Power Platform Office add-ins and the M365 and Power Platform bi-weekly call as well, which happens on a Thursday with this call bi-weekly. If you want to get all the invites, aka.ms/community/calls, so you can get them in your calendar and you then don't miss them. Speaking of which, the next Tuesday call, so we've got 3 demos. We've got Mariana doing Files as Knowledge on Copilot Studio. Bob German, colleague in Developer Advocacy, he's going to be going through creating your first declarative agent for Microsoft 365 Copilot, and Rama is going to be discovering and install agents inside Copilot Studio. So that if it interests you, go along to the homepage, aka /community/home, and basically you'll find the recurrent invite on there. If you would like to come and present on this call, or maybe next week's Thursday call as well, so you've got an idea, you maybe worked on a project, you want to come and tell people about it, go to aka.ms/community/request/demo, fill out the form, and we will get you booked in and onto this call to host. David, over to you.
Yes, absolutely. Well, can we go back one slide there? Thank you, Gary. It seems like it automatically moved forward for us there. If we go back, there we go. Excellent. Sharing is caring. So we are here, friends, because we want to provide assistance to you. And that's what this program is all about. It's alive and well. We have a session scheduled on March the 10th. That is this coming Monday. And what is it all about? It's about contributing together and learning how to do it, doing it with hands-on and in a safe space. So take a look at that. If you'd like to learn how to contribute to our samples or use the samples, collaborate with other members of the community. And it's not recorded. So as I mentioned, it is that safe space and an opportunity for us to work together. Guess what? It's a contribution, so that when you do get a contribution, you're going to get recognized, and that's where our community recognition program comes in. It is free as well. Just need you to opt in at aka.ms/community/recognition. Wonderful badges all coming out. We got our Prom Pro, Snippet Sorcerer, the Powerful Devs just wrapped up. SharePoint Hackathon is right in the thick of things right now. Repo Rescuers kicking off, Modern Search, all these other amazing things are awesome. And we're going to be teasing out that new May the 4th Be With You thematic collection of badges that we were talking about. So be on the lookout on all the socials and YouTube for that. Some fun things there. Do need you to opt in is absolutely free. Just need to do that once. And again, these are real and live and accredited. They are no cost to you, but you can put them on your LinkedIn profile, your resume, share them to your managers and your clients. They show that you are making a difference. So they are very, very valuable. We appreciate each and every one of you for opting in and reaching out and earning them. Gary, back to you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, David. Okay, moving on. SharePoint Framework. Over to Vesa.
Well, first of all, SharePoint Hackathon is right now ongoing, so we do welcome everybody to join in here. The cool thing about this one is that it doesn't necessarily require that you're writing code. So the hackathon is for everybody, for designers, UX people, developers, and all of that. And SPFx Solutions absolutely welcome as well. So please check out more details at AKMS SharePoint Hackathon. We will, for example, have a 9 a.m. Pacific session today, 1 hour on SharePoint agents, so clarifying what that is all about and how you can submit on that category on SharePoint Hackathon. Now, following slide is a recap on last week. We did announce, was it this week? Last week? This week. Time flies when you're having fun. Well, we announced a preview for SharePoint Framework 1.21, and this kind of a related bundled with the hackathon because there are certain adjustments, for example, for the flexible layout section. So custom web parts obviously are supported in flexible layouts, but you're able to set the default settings for those using SharePoint Framework 121. Following slide is a recap of the roadmap. Oh, sorry, updated usage details. Not sure why there's a white box. Oh, it's an emoji which is rendering wrongly because it's in a Mac. No can do. But anyway, this is only just a recapping on the usage. So we did an all-time highest daily usage on SPFx, well, on custom SPFx components, actually last week. Last week, which is really, really cool. The growth is just absolutely incredible. So people still keep on growing and using SPFx components all around Microsoft 365. Super cool. Tens of millions of monthly active users on custom components. Now, following slide is just a recap on the status. So again, the current GA version is 120. 121 preview came out on 25th of February. There is new stuff coming up on this spring as well. For example, I just had a discussion earlier today on card web part for SharePoint, which means that the Viva connection cards can be actually put on any SharePoint site and exposed as a flexible dashboard. So that will move to public preview, I think, in end of April. So that's coming pretty soon as well. So a lot of stuff happening for sure, and more details on the future as we move along within this journey. But let's go to the open source projects. I think that's a good recap in here.
Awesome. Yes, thank you, Vesa. Open source projects. So first of all, Adam, I think, is on the call.
Yes, I am.
Oh, there you go.
If you hear me. Okay, so hi everybody, and this time for the last 2 weeks we don't have any new blog post added to our blog post. So site doesn't matter. Okay, but if you every voice matters. So if you would like to share your knowledge, your expertise, your opinion with us and contribute to our blog post, you're free to do so. And if you do so, you can get the blog author badge. And how to go and contribute, how to go about it, scan that QR code and read the blog post about it. And that's about it. Happy coding, everybody, blogging or whatever. And back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Adam. Okay, so Copilot prompt. So if you're using Copilot, we have a community prompt library where we're looking to source all the prompts that you're using so that you can, if you're trying to find something that might be of use, make you more productive during the day, you've got somewhere to take a look, use them for inspiration or use them yourself. So this week, our prompt of the week is a prompt from Nico Declare. So generate rough consolidated timesheet overview for the day. So like anyone does, I know my consulting background, timesheets, I want to get them done as quickly as possible, right? Copilot is helping you do that. This prompt is going to help you. If you want to find out where this the details of this prompt, aka.ms/pmp-prompt-library, and you also got all the instructions there of how you can submit your own. So if you have your own, submit them. You can end up on this slide next week, hopefully. Okay, PMPJS, Julie.
Yes, so we'll be doing, version 4.11 on March 17. We have no ongoing pull requests, so nothing that is going to be majorly updated. So this would just be any little documentation updates and or versions of dependency libraries that we have. So it'll be a small release most likely. Again, version 3 support has ended, so please do upgrade to version 4, and version 5 updates have started. So there's a project in the repo so you can see what's on the docket for version 5. In general, it's a lot of internal stuff. We're going to be deprecating a few things and advancing a few things. I think Patrick Rogers actually already started a draft pull request. So some work is already out there. And if there are pull requests for version 4, don't forget that you can get those merged pull requests in a nightly build before the official release date. And that's all I have, Gary. Back to you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Julie. Okay, CLI for Microsoft 365 version 10.4 has been released. So we've got new commands for Entra ID, Outlook, and for managing your M365 tenant. So if you want to get that, you can get that from npm. Just use the @latest tag. There is a typo there. There's a missing T, but it's a latest. If you want to get all the details about all the other changes, so we do enhancements, bug fixes, things like that, find them in the release notes, aka.ms/CLI-M365/notes. You get all of those details. If you have questions, you want to get started with CLI, not quite sure where to begin, then the best place, go to the Discord community, aka.ms/CLI-M365/Discord. Put the question in there. We're more than happy to help you without, community contributors as well. And we've moved to Blue Sky. So if you want to get regular updates about the updates from CLI team, go to @CLI Microsoft 365.bsky.social and give us a follow. Moving on to Dev Proxy. So we have a new version of Dev Proxy as well. So this is 0.25. So we've added new features that community have requested as well. So like automatically closing the Dev Proxy process after a period of inactivity. So it's not just running in the background. So you could say it for like 5 seconds. If a request comes in within those 5 seconds, we restart the counter so you can keep going. If the counter goes over, it will stop. We've got a new command for creating config files as well, so making that easier to create your own configurations, different scenarios, and some other enhancements as well, discoverability of plugins, and a better way for us to handle the URLs to watch. One thing we're really proud of, Dev Proxy has joined the .NET Foundation as well. So we are a .NET Foundation project now, which we're really excited about, and working with that community to make Dev Proxy better. We've also got a new version of Dev Proxy Toolkit as well. So if you're using VS Code, you can use the toolkit to just improve the way that you work with Dev Proxy, start and control Dev Proxy from within Visual Studio, get snippet support, all that kind of good stuff. Our next release is going to be at the end of March, so that will be 0.26 that we are targeting. Okay, moving on to reusable SPFx controls.
Michael?
Michael?
Yeah, sorry, mic issue.
It's okay.
Hi, everyone. So, yes, the March 7th is currently running. This is the first time we are launching an opportunity for these controls, for these open source solutions. You have the opportunity to contribute to in any way, whether we're talking about typo in documentation, issue found on a control, or new control, or enhancement on existing control. This is the time. This is the opportunity for you to contribute and be recognized for this. So during March, each PR pull request that has been submitted and validated will be recognized for the Repo Rescuer badge. So you have everything in your hand, and if you have any issue or if you want any guidance, just reach out through the GitHub repo, and we will guide you. We will help you. Thanks, Gary. Back to you.
Great. Thank you. SharePoint Framework Toolkit, Adam.
Yeah, so hi everybody. Now we had another one pre-release 4.4.2, and in this release a bunch of contributors helped out. For example, we refactored the SECD workflow form to code base to make it more manageable. This was done by Sarbakh Tirapati, one of our regular contributors. Also, Nish contributed again to our repository. Thanks a lot. And this time he updated the gulp serve task or combined them to a single option that gives you an additional prompt. This makes this UI nice and clean. And also Erwin Gale contributed again, refactoring the show tenant white extension to a new settings that now allows you to specify do you want to show or hide apps in your app catalogs view, also allowing you to customize the view of this extension as you wish. And we also started adding integration tests for our extension because it's getting really built. And as Vesa said at the beginning of this call, there's a SharePoint hackathon going on. If you are planning to contribute to this hackathon in the fourth category, when you can add some SPFx crazy stuff, be sure to do it with SPFx Toolkit because it will help you extensively. And happy coding, everybody. Happy hacking. And back to you, Gary.
Cheers, Adam. Thank you very much. Moving on, PMP SPFX samples.
Maybe also I can take this one. So
okay.
in the last 2 weeks, we had an update also done by Nish, mentioned just a while ago. There was an update to the machine translation SPFX extension. This was updated to the latest version of SPFX, probably one of the leftovers from the refresh rangers. So awesome to see this also getting updated and contributed. And another one from Peter Kirschner in the SPFX web part sample, and he also updated the calendar feed web part to the latest version of SPFX. We have a bunch of PRs, I think more or less 12 in both repositories that are going to get processed, and we'll be taking care of them also during this weekend. So sorry for a bit of a hold up for a few months, but we are getting back and trying to catch up all of your awesome work. And if you are also participating in the hackathon in any of the categories, be sure to check out those samples because they could give you inspiration, or you can use one of those in your solutions for the hack. Okay, and this time, as was the last time, I'm speaking back to you, Gary.
Thank you, Adam. Okay, moving on. PMP ACEs, Anoop?
Yes, yeah, thanks, Gary. So in the ACEs repository, the link which you can see on the slide there, SPFX-ACEs, we do not have new samples this time. However, I'll take a couple of minutes to explain what ACEs are. So if you've got Viva Connections in your organization, they can be personalized and extended. One of the ways of doing that is through ACEs or adaptive card extensions. Now, these ACEs, they enable users to view information directly from the external systems. They can view the information quickly at a glance or even interact with the cards. This information can come from systems like, say, your annual leave system or expenses system, or from external sources. Microsoft provides some of the ACEs out of the box. We can create our own custom ACEs using SPFX, and one place to find such custom ACEs is this PNP SPFX ACEs repository. So do check that out. Some nice samples are present in that repo. And yeah, we would love to see some new samples from your side. Thank you very much. Back to you, Gary.
Great, thanks, Anoop. Okay, moving on. Picture time, David.
Yes, that is accurate, fantastically accurate, I was going to say, actually. Yeah, making words up now. All right, everybody, let's get those fantastic faces showing up. All right, great to see. Vesa's got the hands going. All right, great. Got everybody there. Let's we're just a little bit behind schedule, so we'll make this quick, everybody, but let's get the hands going. Okay, we'll call this what it is. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Great to see you. All right. Show everybody in the community how awesome you are. Appreciate the waves, appreciate the smiles and the attendance, the faces. Wonderful to see you all here. Again, thank you for all the participation that you are doing in the community. Michael's doing the pose. He's got the pose there in the middle. Awesome. All right. Feel free to take it back on over, Gary. Thank you, everybody.
Perfect. Thank you very much, David. Okay, so demo time. So first up, we have Nishkalank, who is going to show us about a flow dashboard with SPFX. Nishkalank, take it away.
So yes, thanks, Gary. Hello all. It's a happy community call day, as David says. Well, today I'll be demonstrating on building a Power Automate flow dashboard with SPFX and upgrading to SPFX version 1.20.0. This is a web part which displays the list of flows from different environments and perform basic operations. Before I jump into the actual demo, let me first introduce myself. I am Nishkalank Bezawada, living in Stockholm, Sweden. I work as a principal engineer, solution architect at Zenit. which is also a Swedish Microsoft partner. I am a Microsoft MVP in M365 development, SharePoint. I am also an active Microsoft 365 PNP community contributor. You can find me on LinkedIn and GitHub. The handles are given on the screen. So today the agenda is what does this web part do and why it is needed, how I have upgraded the sample, and finally demo and code walkthrough. So what does web part do? This web part displays the Power Automate flows from different environments and lists as a dashboard as shown here. This web part has the ability to show the run history of the selected flows. Depending upon the state of the flow, be it in stopped or suspended state, this dashboard gives an opportunity to restart the flow. So why this web part is, so why use this web part? Considering admins or IT support perspective, this is really very helpful or useful, as they can see all the flows in one place to check its statuses, showing the run history for the individual flow and making basic operations like restarting the flow just in a click. Having said this, most importantly, you can avoid making few extra clicks to get into the Power Automate Center just to check the status of the flow. Well, yes, I'm also privileged enough in creating this sample and also upgrading it to the latest SPFx version 1.20.0. The upgrade was done during the refresh ranges, a community-driven event during Hacktoberfest in 2024. There are many ways to upgrade the solution to the latest version, but I went with M365 CLI, where we just need to execute M365 SPFX project upgrade command, which generates a markdown file with step-by-step instructions and upgrade the packages. For many solutions, the upgrade may be easy, but not for all. In such cases, the most common issues can be checked by checking the duplicate packages. So by running npm ls and the module name gives the different versions of the duplicates. Also deduplicate packages by running npm dedupe, which is an optional step while upgrading, which is given in the markdown file, but it would be wise to know that it is quite important. So one more suggestion is to use M365 SPFX Doctor to identify and fix issues. So now the fun part begins. I'll just go with the demo. Yes, this is how the flow dashboard looks like. Let me edit this to show the web part properties. This is a multi-select drop-down, which lists all the environments available. For me, I only have one environment listed, so and it is selected. Those who have multiple environments, they will have possibility to have multiple environments listed there, but since I only have one, it is only one there, so it has been selected already. And then the selected environments are then sent to the web part, which then fetches all the available flows and its properties in the environments. I have used Fluent UI details list, which has the flow display name, author, name, status, and run history as shown here. If a flow is stopped or suspended, then on click of the restart, flow will start the flow. Again, I'll just give a refresh. I mean, now it has been restarted. And then, yes, you can see then it has been restarted. We can also see on click on get flow run history, we can it shows the run history of the individual flows. It gives information such as run ID, start and end date, end time, the status, and the trigger type of the flow. So now I'll just get you through the code. Yes, on initializing the web part, the web part makes a call to get all the environment all the available environments, and this is the API which is used to list all the available environments, which is feed it to the web part component as a property. From the component, get flow details, a method is called, in which this API lists all the flows from the environment. I'm sorry. On rendering, depending upon the flow state, if it is stopped or suspended, I am rendering a button to restart the flow, which indeed makes another API call. Sorry, yeah, this is the API call. This API this method will restart the particular flow, and for run history. I'm rendering another button which is like, get flow run history, and get flow run history method is called which calls this method, taking environment and flow ID as the parameters, which will fetch the individual run history of the flow. So with this, I complete my today's demo. Let me go back to my presentation again. Yeah. So I say, like, thank you very much. I'm really very happy to be a part of this wonderful community, and thanks for this opportunity. One more thing, don't forget about Repo Rescuer Challenge. Go ahead and check out PNP controls. Happy coding, and back to you, Gary.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Great demo. Great demo. Okay, let's move on to our next demo. So this is Michael getting started with PNP React.
This call will focus more on how can you be more efficient when you are testing the controls or in your developer journey, and you are using the PNP controls in your SPFx solution, but you are facing some issues, you found a bug, and you found something interesting to deep dive into. So this call will give you a sneak peek what can you achieve for the PNP React and property controls. So here again, my name is Michael. I'm technical lead in Onepoint, Microsoft partner in France. Live in a town called Nantes. You can see the elephant simply looks like as a mascot, sort of. I had the opportunity to contribute to PNP open source repos, so such as the CLI, PNP.js, and PNP controls, which are probably maintaining with Alex, Fabio, Joao, and Elio. You can reach me out on Twitter, Blue Sky, GitHub. I got my personal blog also, and I'm M365 Dev MVP. So just a quick recap on what are we talking about when we are referring to PNP controls. Actually, we are referring to two open source repositories. First is the React reusable controls, which provides professional looking, ready to use React components that are most of them linked to the M365 ecosystems, which means that you can't use them outside of SPFx environment. And the other one is the PNP property pane controls, which are ready to use advanced web parts property controls. This is very specific to the web parts. And both are based on SPFx, like I said, and specialty version 2 and 3, and the more versions to come, which will only focus on SharePoint Online. Both are community-driven solutions, which means that there are no first-party SLA from Microsoft, but they are proudly supported as a community-driven open source solutions. And they are currently used in other open source solutions, such as the PNP model search. Yay. So, like I explained just before, when it's about using the PNP controls, sometimes you are facing an issue, you found a bug, you found something interesting to enhance, an improvement to bring, but you don't know how does it work under the hood, and you want to deep dive, you want to test, you want to know how does it work efficiently. So here we are going to talk about how does this so the PNP repositories provide you guidance and help about how to help you on this one. So let's start by the prerequisites. Of course, you need VS Code. You need to have a tenant on which you can test your SPFx solutions. But you also need to have the same node version as the current version of SPFx, which is included in the PNP controls. The latest versions are based on version 1.20 of SPFx, so you need to have Node 18 version installed. If you don't know it already, you can install many versions of Node on your computer through tools like NVM or NVS. There are cool blog articles which are talking about this on the PNP blog. You need also to have the gulp CLI installed, which will have run some basic commands that are included in the SPFx toolchain, such as the build, clean, bundle, package solution, etc. You need, of course, I know it's obvious, but you need to have local version of the PNP React reusable control or the PNP property controls on your computer before going further. And once you get it, you can run the npm install command. Once everything is good on your side, you can run the PNP controls on your machine. And for this, you have two options. You can run the classic gulp serve, which is in the SPFx chain, or you can use the great extension provided by Sergey Sergeyev, SPFx fast serve, which will improve your building time impressively. The other thing that we have provided to help you on your dev journey is that you can test any control in your preferred language. We support a list of languages that I'll show you just after in the demo. But if you want to test in a specific language, you can use the classic gulp serve with the local, or through a specific command for SPFx fast serve, which is the npx fast serve. And of course, there are, as we are in the SPFx ecosystem, the two solutions have included SPFx solution. So you can deploy the property control solution or the React reusable controls as a SPFx solution on any tenant to go further for a use case. For example, you can deploy the PNP React controls as a SPFx solution that you can also deploy as a Teams app, so that you can test them in the Teams ecosystem, for example. Now, regarding the PNP reusable controls, we have provided in the solution the 4 components, specific components that are available for testing. We have the web part, which is the biggest one, but we can also test any control in the app customizer, view customizer, or form customizer. Everything is available in the config.json file and in the React reusable controls solution. The other thing that we have provided is the ability to load dynamically any control on the test web part. The advantage of that is that you are optimizing the build time, and you load the control only when requested. And the other cool thing about that is that when you are loading control, you are not the testing web part. Sorry, you are not overflowed by browser console messages, because, as you may know, each control that is included in the test web part is its own configuration, its own parameters, its own testing behaviors, and it goes through browser console as such. And sometimes the controls are not configured to work with your environment. You have to switch, you have to configure each control. So the aim here is to let you select the control you want to test, and to have the specific console message to be displayed as when requested and only when requested. Now, regarding the property pane controls, it's much simpler, because property pane is only available for SPFx web parts. So the solution only includes an SPFx web part, but you have the opportunity to test every property pane control. We have included inputs, controls, pickers, callouts, site on items, context controls. And the advantage of having one SPFx web part is that it's pretty lightweight, and it's easy to run and easy to build. And you can quickly test it and run it and build it also. So how about your demo? Here we are in our favorite work page, with the PNP React reusable control testing web parts. And so when you are loading it, you can select to open it, and here we have specified some settings for specific controls. But of course, it would be nice in long-term perspective to have properties for each control that is available here, to rather than doing it an update in the code. But here, for example, for the dynamic form, you can specify a list that is on your current site, and that's the same for the ID. You can also specify a title for the web parts title control. And here you can select the control you want to display. No control is loaded, like I explained just before. It's loaded only when you're selecting it. So let's say that, for example, I want to display the dynamic form. Of course, I got an error because I didn't specify which list am I referring to with my dynamic form. Let's say that I want the employee onboarding, and here we got all the fields that are by default loaded with the control. And if I want to load specific item, the list item is also loaded dynamically. Of course, I could also decide to display at the same time the accordion, which is available here. And instead, I want to hide it. And I want now to get the file picker here, which is also available here and works perfectly. And another example, the folder picker and the classic people picker also. So this is just the example of edge control that can be loaded, that you can test. And of course, for most of them, if you have specific parameters that you want to test, you have to configure it in the code, which is here available. We are in the PNP React Reusable Controls solution. So if I go here, it's just we got the classic items of SPFx solution that we got all here. For example, our testing web parts, which is in which we are currently which I'm currently showing. And we got here the dynamic form. We got the my teams. We got every control that is available, and for each of them, you have the opportunity to specify parameters to test everything you want. All the languages, like I mentioned before, are here. But if you see that there is nothing available for your language, feel free to open an issue in the repo, and we will invite you. We will help you to add your missing language to the controls. You will be able to test it. And like I explained in the config.json, you got the web part, the field customizer, form customizer, and app customizer. Now, if we go to the property pane controls, for the testing purposes, I've deployed the property pane solution as the SPFx solution, but it's currently running locally with my solution. So as you can see here, you got all the values that will be selected or selected by default for each property control available. Here, if I got, for example, the input password here, which you can say here, let's say that I want to type my secret password. Here is available. Of course, this is just for testing purposes. Here, if I want to take, for example, if I want to take, for example, not now, color picker, which is here, I can select the color, any one here, apply, and display here. Because if I want to test about the control of callouts here, you can test it. So the idea here is just to show you how does it behave and what can you do when you want to test any control. And let's say that I want to test to show you now the property control solution, which is quite the same as the React controls. Here we got our web part, we got our tested component, the property control web part, and you got all the property controls that are available. And like for the reusable React controls, you can customize, you can set your own parameters to test it. You can go to any control to understand how does it work in the hood, and you can debug it, and you can live reload what you are testing. Well, this is pretty cool. And that's it for the demo. Last thing that I wanted to talk about is that when you are working on a solution, your own solution, and which involves the PNP React controls, and you are facing an issue, but you don't want to recreate everything from scratch on the PNP React controls SPFx solution. So you have the opportunity to link the current version of the PNP controls to your consuming SPFx solution. So it's pretty tricky, but it works. You have to do an npm link from the PNP React reusable controls. Then from your solution, run the npm link to the PNP SPFx controls React solution. Choose a different port, but the default one, because this one will be used by the PNP controls. Then deploy your solution in debug mode without the ship arguments. Then run local server of both the React controls and your solution, and of course use the load SPFx and manifest.js reference in your URL. So to recap at the end of this call, the components to control have to be configured on your environment first before being tested, because they have the generic values and it won't probably work in your environment. So keep that in mind. And run your the PNP controls locally if you want to understand how does it work, if you want to deep dive on it, if you want to repro use case particularly. And of course, use the dev branch for testing and create when you want to test and create branches if you want to submit pull requests. Some links that will be provided you in the chat, the repositories, the SPFx samples repo, and also a blog article that just was released today about how to contribute to the PNP controls, which will recap a deep dive on what I just showed you here in this call. Thank you, and sorry for the overtime.
Thank you, Michael. Great demo. Yeah, I'm sure people will be going along, taking a look at those links. But yeah, let's move on to our next demo, final demo. We have Peter Paul Kirschner, who's going to go through the organization tree chart sample. Have about 10 minutes, might just overrun by a few minutes, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Peter Paul, take it away.
Thank you, Gary. Yeah, my name is Peter Paul Kirschner, and I want to show you the organization chart. It is made from the Jose. Thomas and me made some changes and made some things a little bit more and supported and made quite a lot of updates. This is the org tree chart, and it's easily to change the properties. The focus is to make the org hierarchy. You have 3 options here. You can show my team. This is my team, this is under me. And I can show the company hierarchy. Please take in mind, if you have a big company, then it will take time that we can get all the data. And then we have also show other team, and then you can here add a people picker, and this is a PNP control. So the interesting thing is I have here test accounts, so I can say, okay, exclude all that is called test. So then let's publish it. And I hope it would be nice if I had some data here. What you see is when you go with the mouse over there, you see this card is coming out. You can click on it and you have the details. This is the same what we have in the original, in the same control. When we look at the Microsoft control, this is the Microsoft control. It's also the same card what we have here. And yeah, I want to make a little bit the focus what you can find in this demo. So let's back to the slide. It's the live persona card, and the interesting thing is that we load it directly with an ID, and then we say only SB component loader, load component by ID. This ID is in the code, you can take a look, and this is more or less everything we have. The only thing we have is that we have to render it and give the service scope and the user principal name, and the complete functionality with this pop-up is done. So it's really, really easy to make, but if it is too complicated, we have already an PMP control. Take it from there. It's the live persona card, and it is. But why I'm talking about the component loader? The component loader has 4 methods. Maybe you know the CSS component loader. It's a one-liner, and you can load a style sheet very easy. Or you can load JavaScript. You find it in other samples. But what is, in my opinion, an underrated thing is load by ID, component by ID. As soon you have a library, you can load your own components with the ID, and the ID is in the component library. Or in the solution where the component library is, and you find it here. And then you have only to say component loader, load component by ID, and use this ID. So you can really easy make templates, reusable. When you have 2 or 3 web parts and you have one module every time the same, then you can use this technique. Alex made a really great blog post about this. Take a look at the blog post if you're interested. Maybe you'll at the hackathon, maybe you will try it. It's really awesome to use different rendering templates and multiple controls. So how is the tree control organized? We have nodes. Nodes are persons. So the top manager or Emma we had in the before, and under the nodes we have child nodes, and the child nodes have also again child nodes, and so on and so on and so on. So this is a recursion, and how you can find it in the solution, how it is solved. This is the tree component. So we have only one line here that says, okay, load the tree node, and the second thing is that we have a render component. So what should be displayed in this tree? And in the tree org chart file, you find the rendering. It's only this one. So you can change it. And you say, okay, I want to have a 3-node renderer, and this should be with additional icons or something like this. You can change it directly here. But how is the tree rendered? It's the 3-node. And we say, okay, render node. Okay, this is our current node. And we have also the children. And then we say only one line, render 3-node. Hey, this is a recursion. So because the 3-node renders the 3-node again. And so easy it is to make an recursive thing in React. And you design it one time and you reuse it every time in each hierarchy. So what the web part is using 2 things. The one thing is to get from the people manager the UPN, and the other thing is we are talking with the Graph API. So this is not very complicated, but I want to make it look, as soon you access from a web part the Graph API, you have to say, I want to use this resource. And in this case, we have user read all, so we get the properties from the graph. As soon you have added in the solution, in the install solution, you have it on the SharePoint Admin Center in the access management. In the access management, you can approve it. But what is behind the scene happened? It's a SharePoint app registration. And on the app registration, you see, okay, we have added user read all. And it's in delegate permission. No application permission, it's only delegate permissions. And what you see also that we have already other things in this app registration. The thing behind is as soon you add permissions, every web part can use this permission. So if you make new controls and you forget it, and you have, for example, the org tree chart already installed, you can use user read all and you don't get an error. So please keep in mind, when you use Graph API calls, please add it to the solution manifest file. So, and from this side, I would say thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And Perfect. You've given us time back, which is brilliant. I thought we were going to overrun, but it's worked out perfectly. Thank you very much for your demos, everyone. That's awesome. Let's get back to slides. Okay. So a reminder that we're always after feedback. If you have any feedback, good, bad, you want to see maybe different things, please let us know. Go to aka.ms/community/calls/feedback. We would love to hear your thoughts. Moving on. So we have a Discord server. So if you're a Discord user and you want to join the community, go to aka.ms/community/Discord. Great place to ask questions, meet other people as well, work on many community initiatives as well. And finally, I want to thank everyone who's attended today for the conversations in the chat, the questions. Awesome. Keep them coming. The recording of this call will be available in 24 hours on the Microsoft Community Learning YouTube channel. You can get to that if you go to aka.ms/community/YouTube. If you are not a subscriber, then hit that subscribe button and you'll get notified of all of the videos that are uploaded. So we have the full recording, and then we'll have individual recordings for each demo as well, and they will be published in the future. If you want to keep up to date with all the community updates, initiatives, and you're on social media, you've got Twitter and X at M365PMP, Blue Sky at community.ms, and on LinkedIn, aka.ms/community/LI. The next Viva Connections and SharePoint Framework call will be March the 20th, and our next community call will be next Tuesday on March the 13th. As always, the community call invites, calendar entries are all available from aka.ms/community/calls, so you get all the information from that one link. And with that, Parker says thank you and goodbye.